What is up, beautiful people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We are in the shop and we are working on the big twin chopper today, the shovel head, right? So, no video last week. We went to Florida, had a pretty good trip. That trip did not turn into a video like I had wanted, right? Florida, man, what an awful place to ride a motorcycle. I went, I think, 100 miles without a turn. It was just not an enjoyable place to ride a bike. And I was all up and down Scenic 98. There wasn't much scenery on Scenic 98. So I apologize, guys. I know I told you I was going to bring you guys along on that trip. It didn't happen. But enjoyed some time with the family. Me and the wife, we got to go out and, bar hop and do some stuff, sit on the beach. Overall, Florida's not my kind of place. It is, at nighttime it was really nice, but during the day it was hot, it was muggy, and the motorcycle riding sucked. I don't know how Shade Tree happens to make Florida look so cool. I just didn't find Florida that amazing. So, enough complaining about Florida. We are in the shop. We're getting some work done on this bike today. I got a couple things done this week that weren't film worthy. Let me show you what I got done. So I have a new rear wheel and tire. This is a TC Bros wheel with a Shinko 777. Same tires and wheels I run on Leaky, but I did them in gloss black for this. Fenders here, that's all going to be getting mocked up probably next week. My seat is ordered and it's already shipped. Once I get the seat, then I can mock the fender up. Over here I have the front tire and wheel, matches the rear, again, Shinko 777. And today we're going to be ripping this Wideglide front end off and putting a not so Wideglide. Maybe that's what this bike will be called, the not so Wideglide. But we'll be putting a not so Wideglide front end on it. And I know you're thinking, Nick, what do you mean, a narrow glide? Do you mean a narrow glide? No, because the narrow glide is 39 millimeters. I am staying with a 41 millimeter front end. What we are installing today is I have a set of triple trees from Mullins chain drive, and these are going to be going on this bike. They're for a 41 millimeter front end, so we'll still have the big beefy forks, but it's going to be super narrow with that front spool wheel, so no front brake. I think it's going to look really aggressive, and I'm really excited for it. So I didn't show this on camera, obviously, but I had to do a little bit of a modification to these, nothing big. Everything kind of fit a little tight. Not a little tight, it was really tight. I pre-mocked my parts up, as you should always do. And the triple trees got stuck on the forks. So all I did is I took a Dremel with a sanding drum, and I just took a little bit of material out of these. Everything slides great now. So just a heads up, these are fabulous built parts, but sometimes there is manufacturing variance, whether it's between those forks or from those triple trees. Who knows? A little bit of modification. So everything is good there. And this is only just a mock-up today because the forks that I have, I don't have any fluid in them. I really need to do a rebuild on them. But that's all I used to open those up a little bit. So if you ever buy this kit and you find it fits a little tight, just a Dremel with a sanding drum will do what you need. So let me throw you guys on the tripod, get this front end ripped off, and start getting this thing mocked up, and let's see where the day goes. triple trees are on there, and I know some of you are going to start clacking away at the keyboard because you have the attention span of a fly, but have faith here. I know what I'm doing. I did not pack the bearings or anything because this is all still going to powder coat. These neck cups right here, I've got brand new ones on the table. It's all going to be getting replaced with new stuff. So there's no point in sitting here and getting my new parts all slimy for no reason. This is just a mock-up. This is just seeing where things are going to go. So that night, I also have to cut the stem. It's in the directions for Mullins chain drive. To put it all together, mark the stem, and then cut 1/8 of an inch below so that your stem will be the right depth. When you see this, the play I have, that's because of that. Also, this is going to have an internal fork stop, and that's on that cup right there. So none of that's installed yet. So I don't want to cut anything until I get ready to do like final install on this stuff. So it's all going to be kind of loose and sloppy, but it's enough that we can start to progress in the build. Okay, so I've got it kind of half mocked up. So these handlebars, they may be staying, they may not. The risers may be staying, they may not. All that will get figured out. My riser bolts are too long. I'm gonna have to get shorter ones of that. Spacers for the front end, I have spacer material coming, so I can make spacers. Same for the rear end. It's another reason why we can't put the fender on today, because I need to follow the line of the seat, plus have my rear wheel properly spaced. I don't even have a sprocket on there right now. Sprocket's coming too, so I can get all that set. But let's take a look at what it's looking like right now. Front end is ultra narrow. Really love the look. Comes to these bars. So I think what we'll do now is I'm gonna take off where I cut off the old fender mount. I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna get the sissy bar on so we can kind of somewhat get the fender put on, and I'll grab a seat off the shelf, put that on. We'll just kind of see how everything lays, but overall, man, I'm really digging the super narrow front end. You guys comment below, what do you think? So for the sissy bar, I got this from Lowbrow. This is a gas box sissy bar that came pre-chromed, and I have a cat's eye LED tail light on there. Not a very tall sissy bar, but that's fine for what I'm going for with this bike. I don't have any spacers on this rear wheel. Again, I've got spacer material coming, so that's got a lot of slop in it. I've also got new adjusters, so this entire rear wheel, once all that gets in, will actually be shifted further forward. So don't get too fixated on how this all looks right now, because again, this is all just temporary. Gonna throw this TC Bro seat on. Again, this is not the seat that is going to be on this bike in its finished state. I have a seat coming from Butt Seats. Really excited about that. I can't wait to share that with you guys. But just for mock-up purposes, we're going to throw this seat on, just so we can kind of get an idea of seating position and stuff on this bike. Just a loose idea of what it's going to look like. I am going to have mid controls on this bike, so keep that in mind too. Alright, let me drop the bike, move the camera, and I'm going to sit on this thing and see how it all sits. But just right now, first looks here, I'm really digging this. I think that the shorter sissy bar was a good call. It's enough I could strap a bag to it. You know, I've got tall sissy bars on my other two choppers, so I really dig the short sissy bar on this one. So I'm going to have Prism high mids on it, so my feet will ride kind of like that. I'm really digging this. On those bike forwards are just too much for me. I don't want to ride stretched out. So some nice aggressive mids. I've already got those in a box somewhere around here. I think it's that box up there. Bam. Super narrow front end. Really liking how this thing's coming along. Thought about maybe trimming up these bars, but I like the width. I think it's just right. It's comfortable. Arms are at a good spacing. Alright, so where do we go from here? The engine is not going to be done probably till near the end of the year, if not beginning of the year. It's just I don't have to put several $1,000s into the engine. I am putting several $1,000s into the engine because I want to build this shovel to be super reliable and just the chopper I want. And I've learned over time that if I cheap out on things, I end up doing it the right way down the road, and I just wasted all that money cheaping out. So this project is not a rush to be done, but what do we still have to do? So I need spacers for the front and rear wheels. Let's flip this around. The axle that came with it would work fine with those sliders over there, if the camera will focus. But with the sliders on this one, it's uses a different axle because it's all hidden when it's done. So once I get my spacers in here next week, I will mark how much of the axle I need to cut off of the end, and then I will thread the inside of the axle, and we'll see if that works for us. Spacers for the rear wheel. Obviously that seat's not staying. Need to mount the fender. The toolbox. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or if it should go. You guys tell me. Should I keep the toolbox? I kind of think it helps with the retro look at the bike. Still, we're going to cut these out. We're going to cut all this off. This casting is broken right there, so we're just going to chop all that off. Probably fill this right here. Get these off. Get the tank on. Make sure everything clears there. And I guess after that, we might be able to start sending some stuff off the powder coat. So, next week, we're going to make some stuff fit. And the week after that, we're probably going to make some other stuff fit. I don't entirely know, guys. I'm really winging this whole process. This engine is kind of screwing me at the moment. I need to get the proper size bolts for the risers. I'm really kind of digging the height of those handlebars, so I think I'm going to keep those risers and handlebars on there. Still have the whole mess of the engine, so we got to get that done. But I guess that's going to be pretty much that for this video. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Comment below. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And in the description box below, there's links to my Instagram, as well as our company website, hotheadstalls.com, where we make everything for horses, and there is a 5% off discount code. I've noticed over the last few months, some of you have used that discount code, and I greatly appreciate that. That means the world to us. So I will see you on the next one. I love you all. I'm out of here.